welcome to my vlog. Look, I've shaken things up a bit because I'm going to sit back and I'm over this side of the screen. Can't really change that. So I've thrown the pictures over the other, that side. No, that side. Oh my lord. Right, today I got a coffee this morning. I'll put a picture in. The coffee description that I've been putting up on Instagram this morning, I forgot to put it up this morning and Marcus just reminded me of it, was brain fart. You'll get it when you see the picture, so it will be here while I'm jabbering. He sent me an article then this evening from some woman somewhere who used to make sandwiches for her husband. They've been married for 41 years. And occasionally she would join him on his work site for lunch. And he said how much nicer it was for him to eat with someone, to have someone join him for lunch. So I don't know what came across her, but she took a bite out of his lunch. And she packed his lunch away and he got the roll and he took it out later that day and came home afterwards and he said, "Somebody took a bite out of my lunch." She said, "Oh, that was me. That's me joining you for lunch." It was all kinds of cute. And Marcus goes, "Yeah, that's like me making you the coffees and giving you the baby pterodactyl fossil that he gave me yesterday. Or like the brain fart that he gave me today." So he makes a doodle in the top of the coffee. He says it never works out the way it should do. And this morning, and then he has to come up with what the doodle is, a bit like seeing animals and shapes in clouds, between the kitchen and the bedroom where he gives me my coffee. That's him joining me for coffee. Because he drinks it in the lounge or on the computer or something, and I'm in the bed just kind of going, oh, peace and quiet. Kids down the other end of the house. The cats are screaming out in their run. Coffee. Let's browse. And I'm looking at Facebook or some crap, wasting my time in the morning while I'm kind of waking up slowly, waiting for meds to kick in properly and just kind of get going for the day. You know, I'm not really, I can wake early, but I'm not really an early riser unless I have to be. So I'm certainly enjoying my extended weekend mornings. It's really nice when Marcus brings me a coffee. So yeah, so this morning, yes, had a coffee. And we were meeting his parents at our walking destination. So it's the national park in Tasmania. It's called National Park. It's called Mountfield. On the upper walk, there's something like a 26-kilometre drive, I think, to get to the upper walk, which is called Lake Dobson. Beautiful circuit normally. It's just a circuit around the lake. It's beautiful in the snow. It's beautiful in the summer. Amazing. Although the currawongs do come down on the cars and rip the rubber from the windscreen and the wiper blades. So you can actually get birds sitting on your mirrors, but these guys are a little bit malicious. So yeah, we didn't go up the top. We just stayed down the bottom because his mum, who is a stroke survivor, I suppose, she had her stroke during an operation shortly after Sophie was born. So Sophie is kind of our marker. So she's had the stroke about 2.5 years. She is probably as good as she's going to get now. It was a bit of a shock for all of us initially. Just dealing with her. Marcus was very shocked and suffered from kind of PTSD because he had a car accident where he lost a lot of cognitive behavior and thinking, lost words. So he kind of knew where Marcia was with regard to knowing what it was but not being able to put the word to it. His injury was kind of up here. Hers is back, I think, in this kind of section. So similar zones from a language point of view. So she'd know what the object was, but then she'd name it the wrong thing. My mum was the same. When Mum had brain cancer, she would do the wrong thing as well because the cancer was squashing the language things. So the names are stored in a different side from the item. And my sister is an occupational therapist, so I learned all of this as a kid. So he very much had an affinity to where his mum was in her recovery, and would hate if we'd ever talk about her or her treatment or anything else as if she wasn't there in the room, because she can't say what's wrong. And her husband will kind of say, have you got a sore toe? And she'll go, yeah. But she doesn't understand what the question is or the response in context kind of thing. So yeah, very, very tricky. And she gets frustrated with words lost, and she's a very private person, but it's just what happens. You know, and she's incredible, but she is waif-like thin. She's 73, I think, today, a couple of days ago, 73, and he's something like 76, give or take. But she's waif thin. She's just scrawny. So she feels the cold. She was. I grieved when we lost her to the stroke, because I was getting on so well with her. She was an awesome mum-in-law. Really, really awesome. Like, she gave me her mother's wedding ring set, like the engagement ring and wedding ring, for our wedding 4 years ago. 3.5 years ago. So yeah, I really miss her. I was really looking forward to having a mum after all of these years. I've been without my mum for 36 years. You know, it's a lifetime. I lost her the day before I turned 13, so 35 years. But she was sick for the last 2 years, like completely out of it for the last year, and I was in boarding school, so I didn't have that closeness, proximity to her. I got taught how to put her into the recovery position, for instance, when I was about 8. Should a kid know how to do that? But I was taught how to do that for mum if she ever had a fall. So yeah, things like that. So my childhood was a little bit skewed by that. So all of that stuff is buried in my head, and which is why I need to recover things like moving with the log roll, how to get up and out of bed, how I know how to move people. I used to be able to move my mum in and out of a wheelchair at the age of 10, 11, 12, you know, and I would know, like, where to put my feet, where to hold her, you know, where to feel solid, all of that kind of thing that, you know, nurses do, I guess, as part of the course. But yeah, here, me, you know, preteen, learning all of that kind of thing. So in a way very privileged, but in a way it was all kinds of screwed up. But anyway, so we went to Mountfield, we did the walk. Her husband's going, I don't know if she's going to be able to do the walk. She, you know, if you ask her if she can walk, you know, 1 kilometre, she'll go, oh, no, I don't think so. She walked, she chatted with Marcus. I took some photos of them, of him chatting with his mum, him chatting with his dad along the walk. Played with the gimbal as I went, the new toy for the camera. So I've got some videos of that. It was just a really nice time where they could connect. So yeah, I think it's going to be a very special memory for him in the future. You know, it was a lovely walk. You're walking in under tree fern canopy above, and I've got a bucket load of photos to show on my Whip and Chat next Wednesday. So stay tuned for those. I may put a sneaky spoiler in this. Just a sneaky spoiler, just, you know. So yeah, we did Mountfield, and then we came home, and I was tired. The kid's tired. She's coming here exhausted, which really irks me as a protector mum, even though I'm not mum. I don't know. I take offense on her behalf or something. Don't know, but it really hurts me that she, I don't know, comes back all kinds of twisted up and screwed up. So she was tired. She wants to play the game in the car because she doesn't have it during her week, and you know, when she's away. And yeah, she was tired this evening. Ask her to do something, and she's just, you know, you know, the jobs need to be done, but you know, this kind of like, why are you so tired? And we're not going to get an answer from her. She thinks it's normal there and stuff, so it's a little bit frustrating. We got her school report. She's below par on English, which is what we keep on trying to hammer into her. And there's no parent-teacher meeting this year, so I don't know how we're going to help her. It could be down to punctuation, it could be down to writing. Maybe I need to get her a pen pal. Does anyone have a 12-year-old, 11-year-old pen pal over in the US who would like to be a pen pal to an Australian kid? Please, answers on the postcard. That would be something that could really, really change things. So, yeah, came home, had a bit of a lie down on the couch, put a movie on that I've seen, you know, a dozen times. Now You See Me. I love that movie. I can't even think of the main actor's name. He just talks a lot. But he's brilliant. And he's got a lovely accent on it. Yeah, just, it's just a very switched on, snap, snap, snap. You know, everything is kind of like fly, fly, fly. It's a bit like Ocean's movies. You've got to really kind of keep your eye on it, but because I've seen it about 12 times, I couldn't care. And, you know, close my eyes for a little bit and that kind of thing. Marcus was in making pizza in the kitchen. Oh, I made a stained glass cake. I'll take a picture, I'll put it in the video. I made a stained glass cake for his mother, and his mum's mum used to make them, and she remembered it. So we all shared it after lunch, and it was amazing to see her remember the cake and taste the cake. And okay, I didn't have 7 layers of icing. Apparently Marcus remembers 7 layers of icing. That's just inhumane. But CWA freaks, you know, they're awesome women, but yes, take it, you know, 10 steps too far. But yeah, had pizza, and we were watching, so we've caught up on the Mandalorian, and we're watching some Dark Materials, and it's bedtime, and yeah, winding down. As part of my carb reduction, cut up the pizza, cut my usual 3 pieces, and then left a piece in the kitchen, because if it was put on my plate I would have eaten it. It was a beautiful pizza. He's really nailed the crust. Marcus is using Melina flour, which is a pasta pizza flour, but I think it uses semolina flour, so the semolina rice or something. So it's just amazing. It's crispy and it's light and it's fluffy and it's just everything a pizza should be. And then the topping is just the standard topping that we put on a pizza every week. You know, but yeah, that was kind of our day. Did some more knitting in the car. Have got onto my last color texture section, which is a knit one, purl one row, and then a knit row, and then a purl one, knit one row, and then a knit row. You repeat that 6 more times, kind of thing. So you end up with these little stitches the wrong way around, alternating, and it looks really, really cool, because I've already knitted up to the rib, remember, because I stuffed up and I had to rip it all the way back. I actually managed to somehow turn it inside out, and I couldn't fix that. So yeah, I do the knitting in the car. Loved the views as we were going up. It was just beautiful. Saw some wedge-tailed eagles. Wedge-tailed eagles are quite rare, and I actually, now that I think of it, we saw one on the way up, and then we saw 2 on the way back, and they would have been across the river from each other. So it's probably the same eagle that we saw, but we saw obviously a breeding pair, so we saw the 2, and literally they were, I don't know, 15 meters above the car. The clarity was just impeccable. They were so close. You could see how sharp the wedge was, the colour of their feathers. It was just, oh my god, this treat. It was just incredible. Didn't get to see a platypus on the walk. Apparently there's a platypus that lives over in the river, near the edge of the car park. Didn't see the platypus. Didn't see any animals, I don't think. Heard the river. Didn't see any animals. And it was mossy. Everything was mossy, but it was very, very dry. So yeah, even at this time of the year, it's quite dry, but lots and lots of moss, which is just this thick emerald green. I should actually ask Rachel to tell me the DMC color of an Irish green field. Can you do that for me, kiddo? Actually, you're not a kiddo. But yeah, could you do that for me? Because I keep thinking it's emerald green, and it's green, but, and you think the fields around here for a while are quite green, until I went from whatever colour it was here over to Ireland, and I went, oh good Lord, it's like you need sunglasses to look at this thing. It's just bang, it's just this lush green. Give me the DMC colour of the Irish grass. Now, no, I know you're not even there, you're in Virginia now. So yeah, I'll wait 2 weeks. But please, yeah, tell me what the DMC colour is. I'd love to know. I'd love to be able to say to Marcus, this colour here, like it could be this colour here. This colour, right? It's blue is next to it, but this colour here, and you kind of think, that's not a real colour of foliage. Yeah, it really is. So, yeah. It was really, really green with the mosses. It was beautiful. Didn't see any mushrooms. And was busy kind of talking with the in-laws, you know, as much as you can. I mean, talking with her is quite hard. Talking with him, well, he forgot to charge his battery in his hearing aid, so he was going a bit deaf by the end of it. But we had fish and chips. What? I'm recording. Yeah, you come and say hi. No, she's waving. What are you watching? She's watching a cartoon, as she usually does before she gets kicked off to bed. I think Marcus is outside actually talking to his daughter. Having a one-on-one time, which is good, because I think they need it more than they have been having. Yeah, so no peanut gallery tonight by the sound of things. He won't be back. Oh dear. Nothing to unpack either. Gee, a bit light on. Okay, I'll throw in a couple of photos, and I'll see you tomorrow. I am going to be recording my whip and chat tomorrow. I am keeping to that habit as much as I can. It was a habit when I was working full time, so I'll keep to that habit even now, even though I'm, you know, free, because when I've not done it, I end up not being able to do it Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, there's that. Alright, yeah, I'll go. I'll leave you to it. I'll get this edited and up and go to bed. Alright, look after yourselves. Please have a good weekend. I didn't get to catch up with Mrs. Coffee's live. I hope that was fun. I usually try and do that on a Saturday, but with our walks we kind of miss out on that, so I have to catch the replay, so I'll do that tomorrow. And I'll get a picture of the cake for you and put that in, and yeah, be done for the night. Alright, toodle pip. Alright, take care, and I will see you around on the tubes.